Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Welcome to the mini challenge. So this is the very first video of a brand new series which is going to be starting in the next couple of weeks. So this is just a practice run that we did, and it consists of 3 heats. So before this all happens, as we get a bit of contact through first turn, so before any of this happens, we had a qualifying session to determine our position on the grid for this race, the first heat. The first heat determines your position for the second race in a reversed grid, and then the third race is a random grid, so that really does mix things up quite a lot. That is races there getting completely disconnected from the race. That seems to happen to him quite a lot. But the racing in this series is going to be very, very close indeed. Quite hard fought as well, because when you get these cars this close to each other, it does bring about quite a bit of contact. But the racing otherwise is very, very good, very, very fast and clean. There's lots of very, very good drivers who have signed up to this, so we're going to skip ahead here to lap number 5. It's a 12-lap race, and we have one compulsory quick stop as well. Device there getting a little bit slow out of Graham Hill corner, and then I'm just through into 4th place, just running the car nicely over the curb. This car does kind of understeer quite a lot, so you do have to adapt your driving, especially for someone who's typically in S-Class, just cutting back across Devise. And then, yeah, just destroying the tyre wall on the entry to the pits. Probably won't be doing that in the actual races, but yeah, that happened, and I actually put it in there in the video for you to see how much of a noob I am. So then I went down to 17th place up the inside here, and he's just going to drive himself off the track. I guess that's the Super GT effect. Once he knows that I'm behind him, he's just going to drive himself off. And then coming out of the pits here, have we got someone? Nope. Up into 6th place as a couple of people go into the pit lane. So then just up on the hill here towards Druids, getting in there quite nicely. This car, he does have a really rather pointy front end, but he does understeer, as I say, on the exit of the turns. Then coming across the line to start lap 10, moving up into 5th place, so just jumping ahead of a couple of guys there, so doing well to get into 5th place. And then at the end of the race I was 4th as someone else was in the pits. So 4th out of 19 there. It's going to be a reversed grid for race number 2. And we're just going to have a look at the results there. So Moshi's winning. He was very good in this car. Yoda there in 2nd, the creator of the series. So now we're starting 15th of 18. Someone's left the racing. And then let's see what we can do then into the first turn. As you can see, very congested. Someone off to the side there. That's Racers, I think. He quit and was on pole, but wasn't meant to be. So then coming through the first turn, obviously you can see there very, very large amount of contact. So I'm through into 8th. Yoda just getting through there, and Moshi's on my outside. I just get caught on the curb and go into Moshi's, and he unfortunately just gets put into the tyre wall. So unfortunate for him, but I mean, there was an accident. I was just over the curb and just got messed up. And then just getting a bit of a tap there from Davin behind. In 8th place, that's not bad going as it is already. Look at that, that's Yoda making contact. It's going to be 3 abreast here with Unarmed Ghost down the main straight into the first turn. I kind of turn across a little bit there. Yoda having to take evasive action. He gets back past, and as does Unarmed Ghost back into his 6th place. But still, we can see that the pack is really rather close ahead of us. Yoda doing well to get 2 cars between ourselves there, up into 4th for him. Coming downhill into Graham Hill, just looking up the inside, the guy ahead just didn't really accelerate away. I was kind of banking on him to go, but he didn't, and I kind of edged out Davin, mate, there to the edge of the circuit. Bit of poor driving, I guess. And then into the final turn, looking up the inside, again Super GT effect is in effect. It goes a little bit wide, and I'm back up into 6th place. Davin there going into the pits, I believe. So down the main straight for the 2nd time. Just 10 laps this time. A bit of a shorter race, but we still have 1 compulsory quick stop left to do. So the racing in this series is going to be built up of an initial qualifier where we will have a couple of lobbies. So there's going to be expected quite a lot of people to join up to this. And we're expecting, well, we will have 20 people per lobby with 4 spaces for spectators, well, for streamers, shall we say. So this will be streamed by the YMTV guys, and esports, but BAM Esports will also be streaming it. So this is going to get worldwide coverage, I would hope. But it's going to get a lot of coverage. I'm just going to censor that because that was very, very dirty. Another dirty entry by me to the pits. So yeah, by all means do sign up if you are interested in a bit of mini racing. It's going to be very, very competitive. There's going to be lots of very big names, and there's a couple of prizes on offer as well. So there's some karting for one of the winners as well. So there are plenty of things on offer. One thing the mini challenge are doing for us as well, some of the top drivers, some of the best drivers who are part of this league will be going to Brands Hatch to take part live in one of the mini challenge events. So that'd be pretty cool to be able to do that. So we actually have some contact there with the official series. So there is an actual official mini racing series which happened in these actual cars. So we have actually got in contact with those guys who are in charge of that, and they've actually donated some stuff for us. So that's very good of them to do that for us. So back to the racing here. Lap number 7. I found myself behind 2 of the quickest drivers in the lobby in F4H Racers and Moshies, GTR Moshies. So let's see what we can do about trying to get past these guys if we can. And then a bit further around that lap number 8, Moshies resorting to having to go over the grass. I'm a little bit deep on the brakes. Racers getting a bit of a poor exit though, and that's going to give me the run up the inside to take 9th place. There are a couple of people who have yet to pit, so we will gain a couple of positions, I would imagine, before the end of the race, although there's only 2 more laps left to go. Actually, there's someone just rejoining the race. Racers on the outside, I kind of just brush him a little bit wide. Moshi's almost going into the gravel as we go uphill into Druids for the 9th and penultimate time. Moshi just grazing the curb, but not enough to unsettle him. So he's done actually very well to regain this kind of position after what happened to him at the start of the race. And then on the exit, they're getting a decent exit, so not very long left to go. Can I try and get past this guy? He is very quick, I know that, but if he makes a mistake under pressure, then there's always a chance. Into the final turn then, it's quite a tricky one to get right. Getting on the power quite nicely on the exit. I've got a good run here actually. I'm just going to dip up the inside, and I think I've got my nose alongside at least as we head up the main straight for the last time into the first turn. We've got the inside line, we make contact. I think I just want the racing line a little bit too much, and then on the exit just get pushed on the curb, and that gives him the run. He gets the curb though, catches the end of that curb up into Druids. He's going to have to cover the inside line, and then he just gets a tap from Racers, and then that kind of pushes him into me, who taps him round. I really don't think that was my fault. It was kind of just a racing incident, I guess. We're just trying to race very closely. Things like that will happen, I guess. But all in all, the racing has been very, very good in this test lobby, and I look forward to racing with some of the best drivers in the world actually have signed up. So we do have a reverse grid, of course, and we have the random grid, so it does give a chance to some of the slower people to win a race and even mix it up with the best drivers. So in the first race after qualifying, you'd imagine that the best drivers will just race away with the lead, but then in the reverse grid it's going to get very, very mixed. And there are the results there. So RBM Yachts of YMTV winning the race, Quattro in second and Yoda in third. Yoda doing very well there to get through from the back to third. So this is the random grid then, the last race of 3. Let's see how many positions I can gain then from 17th out of 20. This is a full lobby. Looking up the inside of V8, and he's just going to kind of move across on me, so I'm going to have to back out there. Plenty of chaos through the first turn. I'm seeing lots of smoke and lots of people out, and well, let's not really look into that too much. I go completely off the track to do some overtakes, but I won't really take this too seriously. I will though once the actual series comes out. Obviously going to have to be a bit more careful with my pit entries and my overtaking off the track, which obviously you're not allowed to do. Device there getting over the curb, and he's going to run wide on the entry to the final turn. More contact up ahead as well, and we're just going to extend out nicely, almost brushing the side of Device on the exit. So we have 2 abreast just ahead as we look into the first turn. So let's see how this one's going to play out as we head into the first turn then. Unarmed Ghost up ahead. I'm up the inside. RBM Yachts just ahead. Unarmed Ghost doing well to hang it around the outside. Just looking up the inside then for Druids, moving up into 7th, go a little bit deep, and he's going to get the cutback. I'm just going to move my car around the outside on the power just to make sure I maintain my position there. Coming downhill into the left-hander of Graham Hill, and I'm through comfortably into 7th. So I can go about here trying to keep up with RBM Yachts up ahead. The pack is very, very close, and when it is close, it always gives you a chance to catch up when they start defending against each other or smashing each other off. And then up into the Druids turn once again on lap number 4. 7 Motorsport just ahead, gets caught up on the curb. We make contact. I'm wide onto the grass. How many positions am I going to lose? Lost one to Yoda, and then on the outside there, Unarmed Ghost. So I've only lost one. In all, actually not a good corner at all, because I was hoping to gain one on the outside of 7 Motorsport. No worries though. Let's see how we can get about trying to resolve that. So going to the last turn, Yoda a little bit wide, gives me the kind of the room on the inside, and we're going to call that, you know, a strong overtake, shall we say. I don't know if that's going to be quite allowed when the actual racing comes about, but I will imagine that lots of people will be getting their elbows out, and that kind of racing will be seen a lot more often. So then take 2, let's see what we can do about going past 7 Motorsport up into Druids for the second time in 2 laps. Can it be done successfully this time? Yes, just about. Go a little bit deep, and I try to cut back, and actually he's got the run on me down the hill into turn number 3. I kind of got up the inside a little bit too late, and then we're going to make contact. I'm wide onto the grass. I've been massively overly ambitious in this race. 2 more people coming back past. They're just queuing up to get back past me here. So Unarmed Ghost getting back through into 8th. Device behind me. Looking up my inside, I can see that proximity arrow, and he has got up my inside there. And then it's going to be 3 abreast coming down the middle here, down the main straight. Yes, I almost juiced in my pants at this moment here. Getting past Unarmed Ghost, didn't get quite the run he had wanted. And then is Device going to be able to get on my inside here? He is on my inside, but I'm just going to maintain the power around the outside. Just grazed the gravel, and I'm going to lose even more positions. Moshi's back past me, and then, well, it just kicks off there. 7 Motorsport and Device, I think, both getting wiped out, so I gained 2 positions back at least. But, I mean, that kind of shows you can push all you want, but you're going to start making mistakes if you start pushing too much, and that is really the case here. I should be in that group of the top 6 or top 4, but as it happens, I've just gone backwards and backwards. But all in all, it's been a very, very fun race, and this was just a test, so I wasn't taking it too seriously. So just one more lap remaining in the race, not long left to try and do something here. F4H Force 1 on my tail. Is he going to be able to get past me here? I'm just going to go for a very, very robust defending move, just about ahead of him, and I'm just going to go for, let's say, another strong move up into Druids, up into 8. Force 1 does follow me through. Down the hill then, behind Moshi's, who in turn is behind another car very close behind, someone off onto the grass there. Moshi's getting the run into the left hander. Is he going to be able to get past? Yes, he is. Am I going to be able to follow him through? Not quite. That does leave me vulnerable into the last turn. Force 1 just tapping me a little bit there on the entry to give him the room in his Bob Marley inspired motor. Just getting the run on me there, and then getting through into 8th place. So we're just going to cross the line here. Is he going to be able to get 7th? Not quite as we cross the line, but a 9th place for me. And I guess when I started 17th, 9th isn't too bad. It could have been a lot better. It made quite a lot of mistakes in that final race. And there are the final results. So Racers there doing well to get through to win the race, and Davin in 2nd with Quattro 3rd. So we're just going to take a quick look at the Mini website. So this is set up by Yoda. So if you just want to sign up on the top right here, where I've got my GT logo, you just sign in, go to registration, and then you have to sign up for a race number in the top thread, and then in the bottom thread here, you sign up. Let's have a look at who is signed up then. So GTR Moshes, he's very good in this car. We know he's very quick. JSR Devon, another YouTuber. We are actually teammates for this series, so look out for that. Our team name is Supertubers. So we are racing as a team. GTR Yoda, the creator of the series, obviously very quick. Now BAM ASIX, we all know that this guy is very, very fast indeed. So that's very good that someone of his caliber has joined the series. 7 Motorsport, another YouTuber. We have some other good names in here. TX3 Redline, we know is very quick. F4H Diablo, another very fast driver, and a couple of other GTR guys. JSR Type R also another fast driver, and I know that he likes the front wheel drive lower class cars, so I would expect should do very well in this series. So also on this website you've got all the meetings, the schedules and the rules and etc. So I've linked this website in the description below, so if you want to take a look then definitely do that. But that's going to bring a close to this video, guys, so look out for the mini challenge which is going to come to the channel very soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I sound a bit weird, I'm still rather ill and my nose is a bit blocked, so I'm trying my best here. My commentary isn't completely up to scratch as I would like, but still want to bring these videos out as and when I can. So that is it from this one. I do thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more of the same, and hit the like button if you did enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.